Hello, everybody. I'm Meg from Maison Jupiter and Beyond Mystic, and welcome to the Divine Feminine Oracle Show. And as you can see, if you're a regular viewer, regular soul family member here at Beyond Mystic, Julie is not here, our usual magical host. She's off for the day, and I'm going to be subbing in for Julie. And we've got my amazing soul sister, Sophie, here to help out. How are you doing, Sophie?
Hey, I'm good. Yes, so Julie is feeling a little bit under the weather. You are as well. I'm also not feeling perfectly good. I hope you are, the community, you are feeling better. If I can talk about this, Meg, is it okay if I talk about the energy that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know in a comment, because yesterday morning when I woke up, just before I record the Beyond Tarot, if you didn't watch the Beyond Tarot, maybe consider watching it, because it's a huge energy shift that I'm feeling right now. So yesterday when I woke up, it was really different. And let me know if you feel that. I saw comments under the Beyond Tarot that said the same thing. So let me know, because the shift that I was feeling was really, really, really different from anything that I had experienced in the past. Also, not able to speak correctly. English and French right now, they're just intertwined in my brain. So a lot of vibration shift. And I think it's really positive, but I think it's also just, I think it's very positive, but I think that anything that is lower frequency that we are now in, and let me know, Meg, what you're feeling about this. I think we upgraded the vibration, but because of the lower vibration that are not aligned with this new one, we're feeling somewhat uncomfortable, and we're feeling somewhat out of place and purging. Does that make sense? Do you feel that also?
I think you just explained that so well for everyone to understand. I love that. And it does really resonate a lot. And I think a lot of people are feeling that. And it's weird, my voice is starting to go right now, and I'm not having issues with my voice today. So, yeah, we're going to get into, on today's show, the current energies, how we're feeling. Sophie's, of course, going to do some magical card pulls and sharing her intuitive insights. I'll share some of the astrology. And as always, if anyone has any questions that they'd like to ask us, more personal questions, we do have super chats available. So you can make a donation and get a super chat, and we'll get to the super chat questions later on in the second part of the show. And hello, everyone in the comments. It's so nice to see all you guys. And I just saw someone say, yeah, Meg and Sophie. Yeah, it's nice to be with Sophie.
I
We
love
have
you,
lots
Meg.
of fun. I love you too. We have lots of fun when we do our shows together. And yeah, before we get into anything else, just want to share with you guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this video and the Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel, as well as the Maison Jupiter YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on Rumble, on the Beyond Mystic Rumble channel. So we're streaming all these different platforms right now. So wherever you're watching, whether it's on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, the Maison Jupiter YouTube, or the Beyond Mystic Rumble, thank you so much for watching. We love you all. Very happy to be with you here this evening. And we also want to mention that JC, Janine, and Julie just did this new live episode of a new series they're doing called Woo Investigations, with the topic of the moon. So they just did that today at 3 p.m. Eastern, and that is available exclusively for the Beyond Mystic Insider Access Pass members, and is available for anyone on the pay-per-view section at beyondmystic.net. So really cool show that I think is going to be very interesting for everyone to check out.
I love the
And
poster. The green is really beautiful.
yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I really love the poster and the green, and I think this is going to be a really fun and great new series that they're going to be doing. So congratulations, JC, Janine, and Julie, on doing that new show. And also, for anyone who's going to be doing a super chat for today's show, we're going to do 2 giveaways. So we're going to do a pyramid giveaway and a candle giveaway. And this pyramid is called Azul by the magical, our other soul sister, Carla at Ascension Orgonites. And I unfortunately can't play the video with Carla's lovely, soothing voice explaining about Azul because I'm having a little bit of a technical issue with that on my computer. So sorry, Carla, but we can all see how beautiful that pyramid is. Right, Sophie? Isn't it awesome?
It is really calming. Don't know for
Yeah.
you, but I love the second to last row where there's glitters. It looks like the stars. I really like this one.
Yeah, it's very calming and for some reason gives me like an angelic energy or vibe, the angels, the angelic realm. So one of the super chats today will get this amazing pyramid. And also another super chat that will do the giveaways closer to the end of the show is going to get one of Yoga by Elena's magical abundance candles. And this one has eucalyptus and spearmint in it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the crystal is green jade. And I know I'm always saying this about Elena's candles, but seriously, they are the best candles that I've ever used in my life. They smell so good. They have a beautiful energy. Oh, are you burning one right now, Sophie?
Absolutely, for protection.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it the protection one?
Yes, it's the Palo Santo.
Nice. Yeah, that one smells really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the love candle that I have here.
That's my favorite one.
Oh my God, smells so good. So yeah, if you guys have not tried Elena's candles yet, those are available at MaisonJupiter.com. And we're going to give away an abundance candle. So yeah, I watched your Beyond Tarot today, Sophie, that you put out yesterday, which I think was a really, really good one, where you were talking about kind of what you just touched on at the beginning of our show here, this really big shift in the energies right now. Do you want to speak a little bit further on that? Do you want to do a card pull on that? What do you feel like?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about. So in fact, Meg, I'm really glad to see you today to explain the astrology part of it, because I'm really sensitive to energy. So when I woke up yesterday, like I explained in the beginning, I felt there's a really huge shift. Yes. But why? I'm assuming in the astrology, we're going to have a reasoning, and I'm going to look in the cards also. But I really feel that we are purging vibration, and collectively we are switching vibration. Let's check with the tarot cards what they have to say, and I cannot wait for you to explain with the astrology if I'm just going cuckoo or if it's really the collective energy shifting. So let's check.
You are not going cuckoo, that's for sure.
Yay! That's good news. So, okay, so I'm going to show you the cards. I'm going to just find the right deck for today. Let's use this one. Okay. Oh, those are crazy cards. Okay, we're going to use crazy cards today. They're not normal cards. We have art. We have, how do you pronounce that, Meg?
The Magus?
What is that?
I think it's like a magician or something like that. Yeah.
And we have the Justice, which is called in this deck. Yes, it's the number 1. So you're right. It's the Magician. We have the Justice card. So the cards that I have is Mute, Hong Dog, which is loyalty, animal, and humble. And then the last card is If I Can Dream, which represent dreams and subconscious and also the future. So underneath Mute, we have this card that is the Devil card. It looks like we have the lower frequency that didn't have anything to fight them. So because we have Mute, it's like we were not fighting them. And we have the loyalty card with the Magician, but we have stayed true to yourself and true to your vision and true to the future we're trying to manifest here as a community. I don't think those cards, I would have them if I were not reading for the community that we have right now. I'm just going
Mm.
to say that if I were to read for anyone else, like inside of the Matrix, we would not have those cards. I think it's collective in a sense of this community and those who are doing the work. And the last card is the subconscious. So when we have the subconscious and we have adjustment, this is the energy that I'm feeling. This is the adjustment in leveling up and getting rid of some bad energy that before they didn't have anything that fought them. So I think it makes sense for me. It makes sense, but was that clear with this?
Yeah, that does make sense. So that's interesting that the messages are different, actually, for people that may be more unaware or in the matrix rather than us. And not saying we're better than people that are in the matrix, but we're more kind of open to raising our consciousness, open to the, let's say, maybe connection of all things, the age of Aquarius, that kind of things. So it's, what do you think the Magus card is all about?
The magician is staying true to your vision and holding your vision and trying to always not be just good vibe only and just in a positive at all costs, because we have good and bad in our life and we have to not be in denial of the
Thing we want at this time.
yes.
And would you say that that resonates? It feels like even though there's a lot of chaos and purging and things going on, there's something about this being a really powerful time for manifestation.
Absolutely. But the card that is on top is the card of the animal, the card that says loyalty. And this means that it always have to be worked on to stay by your side. What I mean by this is that sometimes you're going to have I'm right now I'm reading Matthew Perry's memoir book. So there's a quote in it that I think it's going really well with this, is that he said, I can stay sober until something happens. And in that case, for the manifestation, it makes me think about this, is that even though things happen, we have to stay true and bring ourselves to that vision, even though things are not working out the way that we think it should be working out. We need to bring ourselves back to, no, we're still on the right path. It's still going to happen and we still hold our vision. So just bring us to the same place over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. And this is a really interesting comment by Cosmic Fairy Witch. Hi, Cosmic Fairy Witch. You say, hey, you guys, my sister and I experienced a 6-minute shift this weekend. It was 1:11. 6 minutes later, it was 1:05.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've never had that happen before, at least that I've been consciously aware of. That's really crazy, Cosmic Fairy Witch. Have you ever had something like that happen, Sophie?
I don't think so, but my guess is that that could be the exact time that the shift happened.
Mm.
There's often a glitch in the matrix when things like that happens. So that could be, you could have been really witnessing something important right there.
Yeah. And you were also saying, Sophie, that you felt a shift. Was it this weekend that you felt the shift, or was it
Um,
yesterday that you felt it?
Monday morning, yes, yesterday morning.
Mm, powerful. Well, interesting, because astrologically, we've had a couple things happen within the last few days that kind of go in alignment with a really big energy shift that I'll get to in a second. Farmer Dick here says lots of very strange energies, dreams, and feelings the last few days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think a really big thing that we've got going on is the planet Saturn, that I like to call Granddaddy Saturn. Granddaddy Saturn went direct on November 8th, stationed direct and started moving direct. So in forward motion, and we've had Saturn retrograde since June 17th. And we had a lot of planets retrograde in the summer. We had something that us astrologers like to call a retrograde city at one point. And now we've got Pluto direct since last month. Now we've got Saturn direct. We've got none of the inner planets direct. And Saturn is the heaviest planet energetically in our solar system, in Western astrology. So with Saturn being in Pisces retrograde, that's actually a really heavy energy that we've been processing, because Saturn doesn't like to be in Pisces to begin with. You know, Saturn is the most grounded, stable planet that rules our structures and systems of life. And Pisces is the most unstable and spiritual and creative and magical sign, I think, of them all. So Saturn doesn't really like to be in Pisces. It's not comfortable in Pisces. And when we've got Saturn retrograde, it can be a really funky transit that we've had since June. And now that Saturn is direct, I think that that's actually a really good energy shift for us. But maybe we can pull some cards, Sophie, because I wanted to bring this up. Saturn and Pisces has a lot to do with illusions and lies and disillusionment. And could that be a big part of what we're clearing, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, like illusions, disillusionment, even pessimism? Pisces can be loss of hope or pessimism. Does that question make sense?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And it feels like, because you called him Granddaddy Saturn, it feels like if you put a grandfather that is really strong and like an old army guy, like kind of a grandpa, with a teenager that smoke weed and try to do all kinds of really weird things. And now Saturn, the granddaddy, is now in charge of that teenager. Pisces, it's that dynamic that we have right now.
That is probably the best way I've actually heard it described, Sophie. That's an amazing way to describe it, because I was going to call him granddad. Saturn literally is like a granddad watching us. And with him in Pisces, exactly what you just said, he's watching us, how we're doing with our illusions, how we're doing with our mental health, how we're doing with our spiritual practices, you know, all of that. And if we're really not in alignment, if we're really in a fantasy land right now, we can be feeling really off and really weird.
Yeah. Okay. So your question is in regards to that dynamic, what is going to happen, or is there something more specific?
What's maybe the message for us around Saturn just having gone direct in Pisces? Is that a lot about what we're purging this week now that Saturn is in his power going direct?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. It's really, I have too many cards, but what I'm getting from all of those cards, I will show it once and I will explain. Page of Cups, the card of the teenager, by the way, the child. Then we have the powerful leader as the King of Wands, but in this deck we have the fire, so purging a lot with intensity. And then we have 10 of Swords, so the end, it says painful ending on this card. So when it comes to this energy, Ace of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, teamwork, King of Cups, and 8 of Wands, I will go back to that image, if it's okay with you guys. I will go back to that granddaddy that's now in charge of that teenager that maybe is dreamy and smoking things and drinking or anything, the video games, just Pisces energy in general. And he is there for maybe 2-3 weeks, and he is there to bring stability and structure in the life of that Pisces teenager. So this is what we're feeling, is where you have, like you said, Meg, this dreamy energy, this maybe unstructured dreamy energy in illusions, you're going to get structure really quickly, and it's not going to be fun. You're now entering an army for your illusion and your Pisces energy. That can be good if you are a light worker and you actually don't protect your energy. That can bring you structure, but it's tough because the purge is real.
The purge is real. We should put that on a t-shirt and sell it.
I don't want to manifest that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to manifest that either.
Oh,
wow.
Look at this underneath the deck. Illusion, 7 of Cups.
Yeah, and it just makes me think too about how, our whole lives up until this point, maybe before 2020 or before whenever it was that we really had our awakening, we thought that life was maybe normal in some sort of way. I think a lot of us who are like-minded maybe never really felt like things were truly normal, but now it's like that great purging of things have never been normal. Actually, we've been under this illusion of normal, but it's never actually been normal. We've never really, most of us, at least I know some of us are very lucky to have maybe been born off the land and lived very close to the land, but most of us in Western society are not very connected to nature. There's so much information about our history and our ancestors that we've lost. So it's that, what I'm just picking up right now, purging of the illusion that this is normal, that the matrix is normal. Would you say that that resonates, Sophie?
Absolutely. And by the way, I took cards on because we were talking about two different set of cards for the Matrix and for us. And I took 3 cards really quickly just to check. And those 3 cards were black and white for them. And we had full of colors in the card that I showed you. So they are going to leave even more their own consciousness, and they're going to leave even more their own body, if that makes sense. And we're going to have to push through and just to make it even more real and to the new reality for us, and making it just an effort to be present in the grounded reality.
That's beautiful. And I love this comment too from Lisa V. She says, grandfathers will set you straight.
Damn right.
That is damn right. That is true. And Britt says, yesterday I felt a great shift, suddenly feeling more happy.
Good.
That is awesome. That's very good to hear. Sophie, you're interesting, if you don't mind me saying, because you have a Pisces rising, right? A magical Pisces rising. So you've got that Pisces archetype really strong in your chart.
If I can just add, in the Pisces house, add a Pisces degree, but yeah.
So, sorry, say that again.
I have a Pisces, North Node. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, your North Node. Yeah, North Node.
It's okay.
You're a 12 water. Yeah, you're a Pisces rising. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so you're a Pisces rising with your North Node in Pisces in the 12th house at 12 degrees. Holy guacamole. So you've got like a lot of Pisces in your chart. How do you feel right now as someone, as I'm sure some of our audience members out there as well have a strong Pisces placement that they know in their chart? How are you feeling with Saturn in Pisces right now, with Neptune in the later degrees of Pisces? Just how do you feel being a Pisces rising right now? Do you find it easy? Do you find it challenging? Do you have tips on how to kind of deal with that?
The best image that I can give you right now, being that amount of Pisces, and you don't have to have the same placement as me, but if you have Pisces, it feels like I'm giving birth to an alien through my stomach right now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really uncomfortable state. And it can be physically or mentally or emotionally painful for different reasons. It's really uncomfortable. I know it's just going to pass, but there is a lot of things that, because Pisces, they don't have boundaries with the external world, I think they are used as also energy to purge for others.
Yeah, that's so true. And RK Jr. says Sophie has an extra sensory perception, and you definitely do. You're definitely very highly psychic and extra sensory aware, for sure. And one of the things, this kind of ties into one of the things that we wanted to bring up on the show today, is connecting to the other side, connecting to people that have crossed over on the other side. And you as a Pisces rising, and me as a Scorpio sun, we've got some water strong placements going on, some of the most intuitive signs. We can naturally kind of feel into that area of life, that realm. Do you feel, Sophie, how often does that come up for you, first of all, in your consultations, like people on the other side? Do you get that a lot in your consultations?
Yes, it's never something you can force, because I think it's really taboo to say that not every soul on the other side has the same strength to talk. So for some, I have to use the cards. For others, it's like this scene from Ghost, when the actual people that have passed are just taking my place, and they're just taking over the old reading. So different strengths in the people that has crossed over, but yes, it happens a lot.
Wow, that's very interesting. So that's so cool. If any of you out there have had a reading from Sophie, you know she's very, very awesome. She's very good at what she does, not just through your cards, through your tarot and your oracle cards, but your intuition. And I can remember the first time that you ever read for me, Sophie, when we met, which was almost a year ago when I joined Beyond Mystic, and we met at the Christmas staff party. And you gave me a mind-blowing, accurate reading that a lot of it has already manifested. And one of the things you did was connect to my grandmother on the other side. And you didn't know her name. I think you got her name. I think you actually got my grandmother's name. And you got that she smoked. And you got her whole demeanor. And that's one of my most favorite things in spirituality, like the mediumship, the gift of mediumship. And since we're in Scorpio season right now, and we just had Halloween, which is all about Samhain, it's traditionally Samhain, connecting to our ancestors and those on the other side. What can we suggest to people that maybe aren't as naturally, you know, clairvoyant as yourself? Because I think we all can connect to the other side, but for some people like you, Sophie, you're like really, you know, you can actually see them and hear them and all that. What would you suggest are some ways that all of us can connect to our loved ones on the other side?
The first thing you have to do is release the fear. Okay, because most people are going to, oh, thank you for the comment. Most people are going to block their gift early on in life because of fear. And this is what I see a lot in consultation, is that people have actually that gift from early on, but they blocked it and now they're wanting to connect with it again. So if you want to release the fear, because it's easier said than done, you can maybe try to have your own set of boundaries and rules. So for example, I'm scared of ghosts. So I ask that they're not scary. And after sunset, no more seeing. It's done. I'm going to sleep. After sunset, there's no way. If you want my help, it has to be during the day. And you can set those rules if you want to, or you can say, not in my room, or I don't want to see you, or I don't want to hear you. It's fine. Just set your rules and just say, with those rules, I will feel comfortable. And then you can start with tarot, or you can start with just trying to connect with them, not with Ouija, please. Some people write and it's just going to make sentences and it's just going to make sense. There's a lot of different ways.
Yeah, you're getting so much love in the comments, Sophie.
I love it. Thank you.
Everyone that's had a reading with you and everyone that loves seeing you. So that's so nice. Thank you, guys. So yeah, that's so true. That letting go of that fear is so important. And I didn't know that. I think you might have told me that before, but I forgot that you say to spirit, like, okay, what did you say? It was after 8 p.m.
After sunset, there's no more Sophie. It's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. Setting, and Lakeside Laura says that exactly, Sophie. You can set boundaries. Yes, we have to set boundaries. I know for me, when I'm out with friends, particularly if there may be more on the normie side, I have to kind of turn it off because it's just too much. But what I find, and I'm interested to ask you this, Sophie, if someone opens the door and asks you even one question, oh, you remember that time that you were feeling that? Do you see anything around me now? Just by saying that, even if I put my boundaries up, whoa, then I'll start to see things, then I'll start to feel things. Do you have the same thing?
Oh yeah, and sometimes it's just that, and it's really weird because it's stronger when I haven't met the person most of the time, and it's like total stranger. I have to talk to you. I have to grab you. Sometimes it happens also with friends or anyone. In fact, I went to visit a friend yesterday, and I had to grab her, and I had to say, like, we're right now. You need something. You need me to read for you right now. So I can sense that in advance. So in that case, putting boundaries, not really useful, but yeah, I'm okay with that. That part, I'm okay.
Yeah. Were you getting from her that she just wanted to read you? Like, or did she ask you to read her?
No, no, not read me. That I needed to read her. So
Oh,
spirit guides or anyone, I don't know who, but just said right now she needs it. And it's like I
the
have to.
spirit told you to read her.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. By
Yeah,
the way, I do have a book about the other side, if you don't mind.
of course.
Um, it's in French, but it's the first version is in English, so you can find it in English if you wanted to. It's called Proof of Heaven. So it's a book by Dr. Eben Alexander. I haven't read it yet. I watched the interview with him. So he's a doctor, he's a normie, and he's a neurosurgeon. And what happened to him is that it's a real story. It's not a fake story. What happened to him is that he had an accident or something, and he went to a coma, and he was pronounced brain dead. So, because he is a neurosurgeon, he knows that brain dead means no activity, brain dead. And he came back from the brain dead, and he was able to tell everyone about what happened, and that in fact being brain dead doesn't mean at all being brain dead. It was on the other side. He saw plenty of stuff on the other side, and he was chosen because of his place in society to be to be able to tell his story and to share those information, change the science. So this is a part of the other side that we don't talk about it a lot. It's the near-death experience, and it's a very
Mm,
fascinating topic.
that is a really fascinating topic. And is that something that you've ever had, Sophie? Have you ever had a near-death experience?
No, have you?
I not consciously. I've been told by one of my friends who's a really good medium that when I was a naughty Scorpio teenager doing some things that I shouldn't be doing, that supposedly, according to her, I did actually
Oh.
cross over, but I don't remember it, which resonated with me when she said that. But it's interesting because I was just with a friend last week traveling in England, and she was sharing with me that she had a near death experience and she was
Mm.
telling me about it. And I was like, wow, that is so powerful. Um, I feel like that would just totally solidify 100% that there is another side, which we believe that, of course, but actually
Mhm.
having that visceral experience of, seeing the light going through the tunnel, all that, that's really, really powerful.
Mhm.
So let us know in the comments, you guys, if you've ever had a near death experience, because that is fascinating. And Laura says, my favorite topic, near death experience. That is a really interesting topic for sure. Um, yeah. So do you feel like, Sophie, maybe we can pull cards on this? The timeline that we are all on, those of us that are like minded, are we all going to be able to connect easily to people on the other side? Or in the future, is that going to be more of a gift specific thing for, mystics? Or will it be easier for everyone to do that?
So it says that we still have work to do about this. We have the card that says vulnerable, and then we have keep trying. So we all have this sensibility. It's all of us that have this capacity of actually connecting with the other side, and we have to keep trying. And it says hopeful, and we have the card of understanding with vertigo and farewell. So that tells me that we first have to raise even more the vibration. But every time that we raise the vibration collectively or your own vibration, it's just easier and easier to be able to do that and to connect with more positive and powerful people from the other side. I'm calling people, but entity, light, however you want to call them.
Hmm. Wow, thank you for that. And we're getting some really interesting comments as you were just speaking, Sophie. And thank you guys so much for sharing. I just want to say that too, because it's really powerful when we share our stories and actually say them out loud. And we know that this is a safe space for everyone to share their stories in like minded community and be heard. And Jenny Hollingsworth says, I tried to commit suicide in 2013 and was dead in the ambulance, but they brought me back. I don't remember anything as
Mhm.
of yet.
Mhm.
And thank you for sharing that, Jenny. That's a very sacred thing for you to share. And I'm very happy that you are here with us. Thank the universe that you are here with us.
Mhm.
And it's interesting, Sophie, how sometimes we remember those near-death experiences and then other times we maybe don't.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it makes me think about our dreams as
Yeah.
well. Like for me, I haven't been really remembering my dreams lately, and I used to always remember all of my dreams. But I know that I'm going somewhere really far and there's things going on every night. But just because we don't remember things doesn't mean that, there isn't something happening, right?
Absolutely. The subconscious works anyway, and what is happening for you behind the scene is still happening for you, that you remember it or not.
Hmm. Yeah, totally. And Laura says there used to be a show called I Died and Beyond, people's experiences about dying and coming back. It's on YouTube, I think. Very interesting. Very cool. I don't think I've ever heard of that one before.
I don't know if this is the same one, like Side Laurel, tell me if it's not the same one, but I know the first big specialist on near death experience is called Raymond Moody, and he wrote books on the topic, and he was actually the pioneer on that topic. So I think he does a show, or he did a show in the past. Maybe that's the same one. I'm not sure.
Cool. I'm definitely going to check that out. So it's called I Died and Beyond. Very interesting. And Sassy Cindy says, my appendix ruptured. I came back 4 days with my dead grandmother standing at the end of bed. I had a gift curse to know what people thought about me after that experience. Wow, that is super, super intense. So your appendix ruptured, you came back 4 days with your dead grandmother. Wow,
Wow.
that is really, really intense. We're happy that you're here as well,
Mhm.
Sassy Cindy. And that's something else I notice is a lot of us who are like-minded have had these, whether it's a near-death experience or really intense life experiences where we may have died at some
Mhm.
points. And I'll speak for myself and tell me if I'm speaking on your behalf too much, Sophie, but I know both of us have had anxiety in our
Mhm.
lives, that that's something that we've had to deal with. And for me, there's been times where I've had anxiety where it feels like you're dying. It feels like you're going through a death. Do you ever find that?
Amen. Yes.
Yeah. So there's all different ways we can have death, rebirth, purging, life intensity, and all that. And I want to say as well, thank you, Mary Jane Schreiner, for your super chat. So you're in the pot for getting that candle or that pyramid that we'll announce at the end of the show. And Miriam says Sophie's past life workshop in the Beyond Mystic Academy is fantastic. I've learned so much.
Thank you.
I haven't had the chance to listen to it yet, Sophie, but lots of good feedback on that. And that's also something, the past lives come up in your consultations when you do them
Mhm.
as well too.
Absolutely. It needs to be a focus. So it needs to be, if you have other questions that are burning questions, maybe save a specific appointment just for past lives. I'm saying this because sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 40 minutes, and it needs to be a priority. But past lives are really powerful to understand where you come from, and also why you have patterns, and that you do it through the workshop or you do it with me. I think both ways are good. It's lead you to just more understanding to your soul, and just more understanding on why am I struggling so much with this thing, and why am I always stuck in the same pattern, and it's just helped to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really powerful stuff, and you're really good at doing that. So can't recommend Sophie enough for that. And Richard says, I've remembered several times I died in past lives. Thanks for helping me process this, Sophie.
Of course.
So that is beautiful. And yeah, what are you noticing in your consultations lately is like really big themes coming up?
It's currently, because of the eclipse, it's ancestral things that we're trying to purge right now. So the readings during an eclipse are always weird in a sense. They're really, really powerful, don't get me wrong, but it's more about How would I put it? Sometimes it's more about free will. Are you going to act on this thing that is really asking right now your attention? Because the eclipse are a pivotal moment where you absolutely need to make some choices and some redirection in your life. So the readings right now are mostly about ancestral things that we need to purge, past life or ancestral, just ancestral, because it can be both. You can be your own ancestors that reincarnated in your current life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's interesting that you say that, because I had one of my consultations today was very much about ancestors and ancestral healing. So I'm having the same thing as you right now.
Yeah.
That's funny. And thank you so much, Sylvie, for the super chat. Sylvie says, thank you to both of you. Love and light. Thank you so much for that lovely comment. And what I think I want to do next here is share an astrology chart. Let me see how I get rid of that comment. There, we get rid of that comment. This is for today. And want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've got going on this week. And maybe we can pull some cards as I speak along the way with it. Sophie, first, we spoke a little bit at first already about Saturn moving direct in Pisces. So yay. Thank you, Saturn, for moving direct now. This is Saturn, and I can feel it. Do you feel it, Sophie? Like since November 4th, that shift of Saturn now being direct?
Well, I love Saturn retrograde. So Saturn direct for me, it's not a good moment, but I'm assuming there is going to be plenty of good stuff also that comes with that. So I cannot wait for you to tell me.
Yeah, definitely. So this is good for all of us because Saturn rules our structures, our drive, our goals, moving ahead, our work life. And particularly, it's good for anybody who is a Pisces, because Saturn is currently in Pisces, or any of the water signs like Pisces. So also for Scorpios and Cancers, might have felt that Saturn retrograde the strongest, as well as people that are ruled by Saturn. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Capricorns, or Aquariuses are ruled by Saturn in astrology. So those signs might have felt that retrograde a lot, in the sense that work may have been very challenging for those signs since June. Also, energy levels may have been a lot lower, because Saturn is, as I said before, the heaviest planet. And when we've got a harsh Saturn aspect going on in our transits or Saturn retrograde, we can be feeling more lethargic, even depressed, even down, even pessimistic and cold. Those are some of the shadow attributes of Saturn. And Saturn will be at 0 degrees, which is a critical degree, from now until November 27th. And I think that this is so interesting, Sophie, because not all the time do we have a planet moving direct at 0 degrees. That's really, really powerful because it's a critical degree. And whenever something is at 0 degrees, it's the strongest expression of the sign that that planet is in. So Pisces rules spirituality, spiritual centers, sacred sites, the arts, music, film, screens, art, healthcare, mental health, healing institutions, drugs and alcohol, just to name a few. I know that was a lot, but just to name a few. So all of those areas of life are going to be really highlighted for the whole next month. It's going to be interesting to see what goes in our personal life regarding those areas of life, and in the more collective mainstream as well regarding those areas of life. And Saturn rules laws and governments in astrology. So there could be new laws trying to be put out in regards to, I hate to say it, but I'm just going to say it, spirituality, and putting out spirituality, or new laws around sacred sites, or new laws around music or film or mental health or drugs or plant medicine, healing institutions that can be authoritarian. I'll just be honest here. But the truth is, Saturn is not strong in Pisces. Saturn does not like to be in Pisces. Saturn is at a weak position in Pisces. So it's not like Saturn is in Capricorn where he was in 2020, when the lockdowns came in, or Saturn is in Aquarius during the whole past 3 years, where we had, laws and mandates and a lot of people following them, and it was hard to not be in that. Saturn's in Pisces, so I don't see whatever regulations or laws are going to try to be put forward this month really sticking around, if
I
at all.
do. I think it's going to be, let me know, Meg, what you think. Is it
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to be about Hollywood? You know what is going on right now with Hollywood?
No, what's going on?
Well, I have the word in French. I'm sorry, but they are in negotiation because they're trying to replace actors with AI, and it's been just down for a few months now, I think. So I'm not the most like watching the news, but let me know in the chat if you have the exact date or the words to help me with the words on this. But something is going on where they are in negotiation. There's no more movie being made right now. There's no more TV show being shot right now because of this, and that could be the Saturn and Pisces you're talking about.
Wow, that okay. Now I feel a little bit stupid because I knew that there was some kind of, I guess, protest or whatever going on in
Mhm.
Hollywood, but I didn't know it was because of that.
Yeah.
So it's because they want to do AI actors.
What I heard, what I heard is that, let me know in the chat. But what I heard is that they want to basically pay the actor 1 day of work and then just scan their body and their voice and just use the AI version of them for the rest of the shot. So you're not going to own your own image and voice. You're just, and that's the first step. But if they're going that way, that means that at some point they're just going to create their own actors, and there is not going to be actors.
Wow. Okay, I'm so happy you just brought that up because that definitely has to do with Saturn and Pisces. So regulations, laws, new systems of doing things having to do with film, Pisces rules film and Hollywood and all that. I don't see it lasting though. I see maybe it happens for a little bit or something like that, but I don't see it lasting. So, okay, that's interesting. Richard says writer's strike was settled.
I
Okay.
heard it's not settled for actors or something like that. So let us know if you know more. But I do know somebody that works in that industry, and that it's still not resolved.
Okay, got it. That is super interesting. That is wild. So, yeah, no need to fear, you guys. Saturn is not strong. It's not in a strong position in Pisces, but we can feel it because it's the most stable planet in the most unstable sign. So, we need to pay extra attention to our physical, emotional, and mental health, especially in November while Saturn is at a critical degree, because it can be a really strong influence. But actually, from now all the way until February 2026, because we're going to have Saturn in Pisces until February 2026. So, grounding is very important. Staying grounded, not getting too lost in illusions and things that are not real. And I want to touch on, we got a comment from Tim. Hi, Tim. Said ayahuasca earlier. And I'm not against plant medicine or anything like that, but just saying, you guys, from an astrology perspective, just be really mindful who you do plant medicine with if you do plant medicine over the next 2.5 years. I personally don't do plant medicine at the moment, and not because I think it's bad or anything, I'm just not called to it. But with Saturn and Pisces, we need to be extra mindful of those sacred spaces, Pisces, that we put ourselves in, and that they are properly protected, that people are properly being space holders, and that we're not going off into this, unprotected space where we can get entity attachments, where we can get, literally mentally go insane. That can be the dark
Mhm.
side of Pisces as well. So just be mindful if you're gonna do anything like that, you guys, that you totally trust who you're doing that with, and they are the real deal. Did you
Um,
have something to mention with that?
yeah. Yeah. Do you think that that's why Matthew Perry was, in fact, is like that, or died, or however you want to call it, because he was a he was on TV, he was an actor, so Pisces, and he was an addict. Do you think it has something to do with that Saturn getting into 0 degree of Pisces.
He was a Pisces?
No, he was not a Pisces. He was I don't know what he was, but I think it was Capricorn. But he was an actor ruled by Pisces, and he was an addict. I will try to go it quickly.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, I haven't looked at his chart. Maybe I should bring that up. I can bring up his chart because yeah, what day was that he passed?
Last Sunday, not this one, but the week before, I think.
The previous Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a little quick peek at his chart because that's
Like you can see,
really,
it's really planned, and we are prepared for that question.
yeah. Yeah, we just, on the spot go with this stuff. So this is Matthew Perry's chart.
Okay, I have it. Good.
So he's a Leo
Oh, yeah. And
with
Leo rising.
his moon in Scorpio, addictions, mental health. I don't know anything about Matthew Perry, but just saying.
Well, I can help you with this, but North Node in Pisces, the 8th house.
Yeah. Addiction issues, needing to watch out for that. 22 degrees. Okay, I got to be careful what I say here on YouTube. I'm not gonna say anything crazy, but if you guys have ever watched the Psychic Spy show that Sophie and I have done, 22 degrees, just look that up. Degree theory, 22 degrees, what that means.
Is that Aquarius?
That's a Capricorn degree.
That's oh.
And it means something very specific. So I'm not going to say it here because we're streaming on YouTube. But if you guys want to know, you can look up 22 degrees degree theory, what that means. So that tells me something very interesting right there.
Well, he took the product.
Yeah.
He took the product. He was pushing for the product.
Yeah, definitely. And Leo rising, moon in Scorpio. He's an actor. Leo. The Saturn in Pisces, though, he doesn't have anything in Pisces other than his North Node, which is 22 degrees. But being a moon in Scorpio, remember what we said earlier, you guys, anyone who's a water sign, sun, moon, or rising would have felt this Saturn retrograde very, very strong. So for him, if he's someone who's struggling with addictions, I don't know whether he was sober or not, or in some kind of illusion, that could have really affected him a lot.
He was supposed to be sober. The cards that I did the next day said otherwise at that moment. And the doctor for the autopsy didn't find any cause of death. So that means that the only cause of death possible at this point would be in the toxicology report. That tells us a lot. And he had died in water because apparently he drowned.
He would have died in water?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, which is also ruled by Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know anything about Matthew Perry, you guys, so sorry if I sound silly with that. But I always just looking at people's charts, no matter what. That's always super fun. So thanks for bringing that up, Sophie. Yeah, can we maybe pull on Saturn now being direct in Pisces? This has a lot to do with people who are maybe like us, whether they're wanting to step more into a spiritual career or healing art career, because those are ruled by Pisces, or even because Pisces is our dream, going for our dreams. What is the message for maybe all of our like-minded community for our work life, our purpose life? What kind of divine guidance do we have for that area of life?
It's a new deck. I cannot show the pictures because apparently there is some weird ones that YouTube will not like. Didn't know that was there. But what I have, it says Mars, and then it says control. It says shadow work with the moon. It says confusion with Neptune. So we're going back to Neptune, Ace of Earth, so Ace of Pentacles, and then self-worth. It says basically that to watch out for your energy level, to gain a structure. Interestingly enough, it's Saturn, to gain a structure and control on your energy level, which is Mars in this deck, and to also not go into that weird side of, we have the moon in illusion with Neptune, to have your pink tainted glasses on all the time. So be realistic about your energy level. Be realistic about also what, so let's say you're not yet in this other side and you're still in the matrix. That would mean that people are taking energy from you a lot, and just be realistic about your energy. It says ground yourself a lot, and we have self, where those cards are good too, so I can show them. We have ground yourself a lot, and go with your expectation of you needs to be realistic. It's an Ace of Pentacles. It's not a 10 of Pentacles. Don't expect to be perfect. Expect to start, plant a seed, and just realistic expectation of yourself. So if you manage that without getting into the illusion of Pisces, you're good. It goes back to Saturn in Pisces.
Interesting. Yeah, that's such good advice, is to just go one step at a time, being realistic, being mindful of those Pisces, going too far into the fantasy world. For sure. Okay, we're almost at the hour mark here. Time has felt like it's gone by really, really fast. And we've got a few super chats to look at. And thank you guys so much for the super chats. Lakeside Laura says, love you ladies and this community so much. Any message is great. Would you like to pull a card or some cards?
Okay, money is coming your way. There's something either legal or something about a negotiation that is coming through in the cards for you. I'm just going to pull some cards of tarot. But some money is coming your way. And I do have suspense, and I have the balance twice. So you can be already in the suspense, waiting for that money to come. It's coming. And King of Cups, good. So absolutely, there's something coming your way, and it's abundance, and it's money, and a negotiation that will go really well for you. So yeah, it says a wish coming true with a 9 of Cups. It's really, really positive for you, Lakeside Laura. So I'm really glad that I have those cards to tell you today.
Yeah, that's what everybody likes to hear, Laura. So that's amazing news. Yay. Awesome. And let's see, we've also got TTF. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, thank you both for such helpful info. As I fall asleep, I hear voices and words I quickly write down. Is this my higher self? Me in another dimension? My guides? Thank you. Should we both maybe pull on that, Sophie? Yeah. As you fall asleep, you hear voices and words that you quickly write down. Oh, okay. Cards are falling out. Let's see. Literally just fell on the ground.
Okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. So these just fell out of my astrology deck, TTF. So I got the 5th house card, which is the Leo house in astrology, which is creativity. So I feel like you could naturally be a really creative person. I don't know if you're an artist or creative in some kind of way, but I'm actually feeling your energy, and it reminds me a little bit about myself. It feels like, yes, this is your intuition, but it's also creativity. And that's something I've learned along my journey, is that our creativity and intuitive streams are actually the same streams of consciousness, if you will. So there's a message around, there's something maybe creative for you to do with the messages that you're getting. Let us know in the comments if that resonates. And the Virgo card, you have healing gifts and intuitive gifts, because this is one of the most intuitive signs of Virgo, and being of service to others. So it feels like that intuition is really opening up at this time.
Yeah. A good message. And I do have the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles can mean that you can have, yes, a revenue coming from that if you want to make that a job. It can become a job that will be serving others and serving you. But it's also, so it's funny because if you look there, sorry, it's reversed. I have trouble pointing the right place. I know it's small, but it's the same thing on your card of the Virgo.
Mm.
Yeah, you have the same
Wow.
thing. So that revenue, Virgo rules job also. So that revenue can become really the main one and abundant. But it's also ancestors. So this is a theme right now that we have in most consultation is ancestors. So I think you're not the only one that had this gift, but you may be the first one to use it for a very long time as a career.
Wow, that is powerful stuff. What you
Mhm.
just said, and also the fact that that was on
Yeah,
both cards.
yeah.
Very cool. So hope that resonated with you, TTF, and thank you for the super chat. And let's see here. We've also got Cream J says, thank you so much. So glad to be a part of this family. Does the universe need to let me know anything? Keep up the amazing work. Would you like to pull on that, Sophie?
Sure. Fresh new start in your life. You're about to jump if it's not already done. Oh, passionate new start. So it could be a new relationship, a new job, a new passion. It could just be a hobby, but a new start. And it says that you're going to become a master in that. So if it's a relationship, you're going to take that to the next level where it can be legalized. If it's a passion, you can become a teacher at some point or somebody that is really known for that knowledge. And if it's a new job, same thing. You're just going to be higher and higher with this. So this is a fresh new start in your life. Just follow where your passion is. And it's really interesting because we have books. I have to say that maybe you have this passion through a book initially. So I hope that resonates with you. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry, you guys. I just said beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Sophie. And we've got another super chat here. LP777. Thank you so much. Says, lovely ladies. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us. Can you confirm if I am a walk-in? I got hurt as a child and things were never the same. And I can remember feeling strange in my family. Maybe we can both pull on that and see what we get.
Yeah. I will switch that.
And I love this this deck. Have you ever seen this one, Sophie? Angel Answers. Yeah, this one is good for questions like this, I feel like.
I think Julie just bought it to me, but I have so many decks I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so on my end, I've got listen to your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're feeling that, Elle, then I'm going to say yes. I feel like if that's really what you feel like. And then also we got the a year from now card. So some kind of clarity or maybe resolution regarding this subject, new learning about the subject can really come to the forefront a year from now.
I would have to say from my cards, it's very much possible, but it says that it was, if that is the case, it was a choice. So both souls can be connected still. And it's a tough question to answer, by the way, because first, we are on YouTube. Secondly, we don't know if we need to assist you through that process. And it's not an easy topic. So I hope you're okay. And if you need to have more, assistance through that question, it will be our pleasure to help you with this. It looks like both, there's two things, two souls. It looks like there's two souls that are still connected. So to say yes 100% that you are, I don't think it's our place to say that on a YouTube, but there is a potential that there is two souls. Yes.
Wow, wonderful. So yeah, if you'd like to go more deeper into that, Elle, Sophie is amazing with this kind of thing. And that is a nice little segue to share that. Thank you so much for that. I'll hope that resonated with you. That, yeah, we both offer personal consultations over at MaisonJupiter.com. And we've got all-in-one word discount code Beyond Mystic that you can use, you guys, to get 10% off your next reading. And what is your availability like at the moment, Sophie, for your readings?
So I was booked for the next few weeks, but I just opened before I did the show new availabilities for next week and the weeks after. So if you have something urgent, no worries. It's I just opened them just before the show for you guys.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And let me just see another thing here. Just one sec. Anyone who made a super chat tonight, thank you so much. And the two winners will be contacted, the one for the pyramid and the one for the candle. So watch out for your emails. Some of you are going to find out that you're the winners of those super chat giveaways in the coming days. And also want to mention as well that Julie and I are doing our Astrology Foundations course over at the Beyond Mystic Academy, which is beyondmystic.academy. And we're having so much fun doing this course, Sophie. Have you had a chance to see any of it yet?
Yes, and I love it. You explain it so well, Meg. I love it. It's really easy to just navigate step by step, and I love it. Honestly, I'm really glad you started that.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, we're enjoying it so much, and we're getting some really good feedback. And we're already on this Friday going to be doing our 5th live. I was going to say live show. We're doing so many live shows. No, our 5th live class of the course. So we're going all the way from, we started doing live classes October 13th, and we're going all the way until February 9th, and there's even pre-recorded classes that are available as soon as you sign up. So if you're interested in learning astrology with Julie and myself, Western astrology, that is available over at beyondmystic.academy, and you can join the astrology course at any point. All the recordings are available for replay. So even if you miss any of the classes, you can watch it as many times as you like until the end of time. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the sign of Cancer on Friday, which I'm very excited about. And thank you so much, Linda. You say the course is amazing. I am learning so much and it is fun. Thank you. That really means a lot to us. And Lakeside Laura says, love the astrology course.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Lisa says, cannot wait for astrology class this week. It is amazing. Thank you guys so much. Sophie, is there any closing remarks that you'd like to share with everyone before we finish up?
Well, I know I shared books and everything. I do have one more thing. I hope it's okay with you guys. I came across this old movie. It's called Sneakers, and it's not really known. Have you heard of it, Meg?
I haven't heard of it, no.
So it's with River Phoenix and Robert Bradford and Sidney Poitier. Why I'm bringing that up, it's because it's not that amazing movie. It's not because of that, but it's good. But it's because they're talking about many stuff that we'll have to be careful on YouTube. But they're talking about CIA, FBI, landing on the moon, many things, and it's surprising what they are saying. It's not the main focus on the film if you're listening like a normie, but when you see the other levels and what they are saying bluntly in the movie, it can be a very interesting movie to watch if you're looking for some content of that sort.
Cool. And it's called Sneakers.
I know it's weird, but this is the name of the movie.
Okay, well, that's so cute. I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else does appreciate it. It's fun when we share movies and books and music and all that kind of stuff. So that is awesome.
Do you have a movie that is also in the same line that you would like to share also?
In the same line, I haven't been watching a whole lot of movies lately. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't feel like I have any movie recommendations right now. I've been watching a lot of movies. And when I do watch TV, I'm going to be totally honest. I watch very mindless TV to just kind of snap out of reality after working a lot. So don't really have any good recommendations at the moment. But maybe coming up soon, I will. Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. It's been very fun doing this show with you, Sophie, being reunited with you. And we miss Julie, of course,
Mhm.
the host with the most. Of course, the lovely Julie will be back next week for Divine Feminine Oracles, as always. And we're sending you so much love, so much light. We love you all. Have an absolutely magical week. And we will see you next time, you guys.
Thank
Au
you so much,
revoir.
Meg.
You're welcome. Love you guys.